Hello and welcome back. In the last video I did a review of this helmet, the Caberg Hyper X. In this video I'm going to show you how I'm going to fit my drift microphone into the helmet. I'm going to need some of this black electrical tape and a Stanley knife. This is a bit like Blue Peter, isn't it? Right, because the drift cable has quite a long bit of cable on it and we only need it to go a short way, there's going to be some excess cable. So if you remember in the last video I pointed out the little hole that the Just Speak communicator box goes in for the Caberg Bluetooth system. I'm going to coil up the excess cable in this little hole here and run the cables around the helmet. So we'll take off the bit of padding that we need to get to where the cable's going to go. The padding in this helmet, of course, is all removable and washable. We shouldn't need to take all of it out for this. We're just going to need to take the trim out from around the bottom, which is a little bit fiddly. It certainly is a bit difficult to get back in, as you'll see in a little while. But before we get this out, I can get the cable now and feed it through the little hole from the Bluetooth socket bit, hole, whatever you want to call it. And we'll run the cables where they need to go. Just going to roughly measure up where the mic cable needs to go to and where the actual microphone end is going to. And then find the middle of the cable and push that through into the Bluetooth pocket thing and coil it up there. So that's in there, and I'm just going to put the cover straight onto that to keep that all in place while we do the rest of the stuff. Good thing about this, obviously, because it's designed to have like a communication system of some sort inside the helmet, within the polystyrene, there is little ridges, which I'm not sure if they've designed it so cables run there or whether that just happens to be the shape of it. Either way, the cable goes nicely into this small channel inside the helmet in the polystyrene bits. So I'm going to run the microphone around here, and then I'm just going to take this bit of padding out, because under here you'll see there is a nice microphone sized hole within the polystyrene, and that's going to sit the microphone in there nicely. So we're going to fix that in there and hopefully it'll sound alright. So I'm just going to tape it up there. Yeah, you need a Stanley knife when you've got teeth. Stick that on there. I'm going to poke the cable into the little ridge that I just mentioned earlier. It does make it quite tidy, this does. Right, I'm going to put a blob of tape just on this bit here. Right, that bit's all in there, so I can put this trim back in now, which is a bit of a fiddly process because it's got like a stiff piece of plastic around the edges and you just sort of have to slide it in and yeah, just fiddle around with it till it all clicks into place. As you can see, it sits into this plastic channel here around the bottom rim of the helmet. It takes some fiddling, but that is now back in place. So that's the microphone end of the cable sorted. Next bit is just to get the other end of the cable in the right place. So what I'm going to do is mount the camera on top of the helmet where I'm going to have it and pull the other end of the cable out to the camera and get it in place so I know how much cable we actually need. So I'm going to stop the video, just put the camera in place, and back in a second. So I've put the camera in place and got the cable in place as well. I've just put a bit of black tape there just to hold it there because that is just the right amount I need to get it plugged into the camera, and it's not too tight and certainly not too slack as well. So I'm just going to tidy this bit of cable up, run up here. I'm just going to make it run round the edge of the sun visor slider thing, as you can see there. So I'm just going to put a bit of tape on the back here, just so it's a little bit tidy. That'll do nicely, and I think I'm just going to put one on the bottom here, just where the cable comes out from underneath the helmet, just to hold that in the right sort of place. Because these bits of tape are on show, I'm using a knife to cut the tape neatly rather than just bite it off. It's just so it doesn't look too scruffy. So now that's in place, I'm just going to get any excess cable all into the little Bluetooth box thing here. Just going to pull them through and push them into the little channel that's inside the helmet there. I'm going to put a bit of tape on there because they're in place now, and we'll be about done. Right, I'm happy with that, so I'm just going to put this other trim back in place, which again is quite fiddly. Right, that's the trim back in place. And the excess cables are all in the little Bluetooth box thing here. I'm not even going to tape them up there. I think that's just going to be fine. I'm going to leave them as that because there's plenty of tape already on the rest of the cables already. So I'm just going to put the cover back on. And that's that. So the cable comes out the back of the helmet, up the back, and up to the top where it will plug into where the camera's mounted. Excellent. That's how I bodge it.